Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Burgers with Eric podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Burgers with Eric podcast. My name is Stephen James, your host. To my right is the giant moose, the OG, the Airbnb king of South Florida, Eric Weingart. What it do, baby? Behind the scenes today, we have Sexy Lexi, our illustrious producer. Welcome, Sexy Lexi. What is this, bro? Podcast number 7? I think we're on number 7.
We are, yeah, 7. Lucky 7.
Just me and you today, huh?
I like it. Talking with the homie.
I think so.
I love it. Yeah.
What are we gonna do today, bro?
Dude, I think we just got to chat about health, wealth, relationships, and I think we just have a healthcare conversation.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. A lot of new developments in my fitness journey, and hopefully bringing you along with that too. So did legs today. What I've been trying to do is to cut some weight because I've been bulking for a while, and I think last episode we talked about I was 239.8 pounds with 180.2 pounds of muscle mass, and that was week 2 on the Cardarine SARM, the GW 1516, I think it's called. And that is to accelerate fat loss. What the Cardarine does is it tells your body to use fat as fuel instead of carbs and sugar. So it's taken, I think this is week 3 or 4 on the Cardarine supplement. And as of today, because I generally weigh myself on Fridays, nothing else changed in my week. And I'm down 4 pounds of fat. And I only muscle wasted like 1.5 pounds. So it's a net, 2.5 pounds of fat gone from the weight. And it's that's pretty good. The testosterone for me, I think I might need more.
Oh boy, dude! One of my buddies was commenting the other day. Shout out to Matt Cotty. He was like, "Hey, who's your co-host over there?" And I go, "Steve." He goes, "Dude, he's kind of sun's out, guns out."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, he's beefy."
Yeah, they're big.
Yeah.
It's genetics, dude.
Yeah,
That's all genetics. I don't even train arms. So today's squats were what do I do? You do the feeder. You do a feeder set warm up.
I'm meticulous about all warm-ups due to my injury history, so I probably spend 15 minutes doing warm-ups before I even do a squat warm-up.
Yeah, so we'll talk about your injuries in a minute. I know that's one thing we wanted to cover and how you recovered from it, but my warm-ups are generally I'll take the bar plus 25s, so it's like 95, 15, 45, 95 pounds.
Do you do this before a bike or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll stretch. What I do is I put one leg forward, cross the other one over it, and then hang from the bar and sit. And what that does is it stretches my back. And if you move your hips side to side, you get a nice stretch in the upper glute and lower back. So I've noticed that doing that, even in between sets, right? I don't feel any more back strain, any more, back pain like when I first started training legs. But, I'll do like 15 to 20 slow. I'll put ass to the ground, and again, that's to stretch the hips and the lower back and all that stuff. I'll go all the way down, bro. And I'll sit there. I'll just sit there and just stretch for 5, 6, 10 seconds. And then I'll bang out 2 or 3, until I get to 15, 20, and just, stretch forward, stretch back, stretch side to side, and then hang again. Today, I think I went 135 for 20. When I went 180 for 10. And then what's 10 on top of 180? 90, 200? 205. So I did 205 for 10 to end it. So that was 4 sets. But then I moved to leg extensions and hit, again, everything I do is progressive overload. So, I'll start the feeder reps at 80 and I'll do 15 of those. With the Cardarine, I've noticed that I can get to 12 with 0 burn. It's 13, 14, and 15. 15, I'm done. It's not quite failure, but I'm not getting 16. So I'll do 15 of 80. I'll move it to like 120, 130, 140. And then today I ended at 150 and I got 12 at 150. So all these things are moving along, pretty good in that way. And it's about, burning a little bit of fat. And the other thing that I'm starting to do now in order to cut, because I've been dirty bulking, man. I'm almost like a fit guy.
I call it, we're huscular.
Yeah. Huscular.
Yeah, we're huscular.
Yeah.
We should start men's clothing called huscular.
I fucking love that. Dude, I love that so
Trademark
much.
it right now.
I do too. Go right to the government website. But in some research that I'm doing is that like I would take naps between sets, bro. Like, minute and a half. In order to cut some weight, they say to, make that like 30, 45 seconds instead of a minute and a half. So that's what I was concentrating on this week, along with the Cardrine and really monitoring my results with the Renfro scale and all that. So what about you? What's your routine look like?
So I just did legs yesterday. So I have, this is where I'm totally different than you. I have arthritic knees. So put it this way, dude. If I played an intense game of basketball, I shit you not. Let's say I played 30 minutes of basketball. If I tried to really cut and pivot, my left knee especially would get so swollen and stiff I couldn't walk for 2 weeks.
Just from playing.
It's
Damn.
I have no cartilage in my knees hardly, so it's just bone on bone. So when I squat, bro, I got to get lathered up. So she sees my, and that's one of the cool, right? So I got to get lathered up, but that's one of the cool things too, man. I know we keep drawing these parallels between where we're from and where we live, but for me, my body just operates better in the warm climate. Yeah. Like, dude, if you tried to do a warm up, like I bet you doing your workout in 12-degree weather, walking into the YMCA,
impossible.
Yeah, you'd have to do a totally different warm up. But down here, you kind of already loose a little bit.
You've been in your 90-degree car.
Yeah.
You just the walk to the gym is 95 degrees.
So you're already a little loose. So the weather is really good for me. So I mix it. I just go on feel, man. So certainly there's times. See, here's the honest to God truth with my knees. I can't go 100% on squats, right? Like I could put on 400 pounds and probably do a handful of them if I was,
right now? Right now, you could do a 400 pounds.
Oh, easily.
Back squat.
Oh, easily.
Shit.
Easily. But the most I'll do is, I think I put on 315 the other day. I did 6, but I like to mess around in that she sees me in that 135 to 275 range.
Yeah. No, man. And again, I don't have a strong history of working legs, but there's this dude, this guy at the gym that I learned about the Cardrine supplement from. Shorter guy, but dude's legs are just jacked. And every single time I see, he's not lifting heavy, he's doing bar weight. And I'm like, dude, what? And he's like, yeah, man, I'll do, I'll try to do 100 unbroken. I mean, that's obscene. 100 unbroken bar weight back squats. And I watched this fucking guy do it. And he's just, like, his legs are just jacked. He's a little smaller up top because he doesn't really, lift for size. But his legs are, they're big. And I'm jealous because it's hard, dude. It's hard to put, gain muscle and size in your legs unless you go heavy and you feed them. You got to feed them clean, but
it's interesting because with weightlifting, and I'm a very experienced weightlifter, right? Like I've been doing it since I was 13. I watch all these guys, right? I watch all these top shows, and they all kind of have their own different variations of what's best. Dude, a lot of it, let's be honest, comes down to genetics.
Of course, it's all genetics. They say abs are built in the kitchen. No, abs are built in the womb, man.
Yeah. So a lot of it's genetic, right? And you kind of have to figure out like what's best for you. And I figure what I have found works best for me is really just hovering at like that 6 at the lowest, 15 at the highest rep range, and I try to keep it around 8.
Yeah. No.
8 to 10.
So again, like I'm studying a lot of these Instagram channels of these fitness people and all that shit. Failure. Right, like if you're trying to go for size and not necessarily tone, and you have to go to failure. So if you're at 6 at moderate weight and you feel like you can go to 10, go to fucking 10. But if that's your goal, right? I mean, dude, so few men can actually squat 315, period, and you're telling me you can do 400.
I could probably do more than that. If I really got pissed off,
Yeah.
I've just always had tree trunks for legs. If I got pissed off and someone told me they'd give me $1 million, I could do 500.
Yeah. What?
Easily.
500. Wow. That's a lot. Well, you're big.
Now, after a warm up,
right, of course. Probably third or fourth set. But I'm working up to that 315. I think I got 300 for 2 the other day, something like that. But again, for me, it's only been not even a year working legs.
It's interesting something you said, right? And I don't mean this to challenge you or belittle what you said, but like you talked about toning, and what I've realized is that's not a real thing. There's no. There's 2 things that occur. There's either muscle growth or muscle atrophy. There's body fat growth or body fat loss. So I think some people think there's this mythology out there, toning, I'm going to change the shape of my muscles. Not really. You're either building muscle or
you're burning fat.
Or vice versa, and that's it. So to make you look more aesthetically pleasing, right? It's just about the muscle growth and the body fat loss. It's not, so I agree with you. You should go to failure. You should do high reps. You should I'm sure there's a benefit to every single type, and my gut tells me that you want a mixture of it all.
Yeah. No, well, and again, you can't do this. I don't do the same thing every week. I do the same muscle groups every week. But, some weeks are heavy. I'll go real heavy. And then other weeks I'll do 100 squats at, 95 pounds and just burn the shit out of them. Right? Last week was 100 at, it was 80 at 95 and 10 at 135 and then 100 at 80 leg extensions. And I couldn't even walk out of the gym. So,
do you know who Joe Donnelly is?
Yeah.
Do you know who Joe Donnelly is? So I go back to knowing Joe since I was 16. He went to today. He's
he's out in L.A. now, right?
I think he lives in Scottsdale.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So we were friends when we were younger. We played sports against each other. Obviously, he was a great athlete. Played at Syracuse, and he was a great athlete. But the reason why I bring up his name is he is a physical specimen since day one.
Oh, yeah.
He always preached this to me. If you Google this guy, you'll see a world-renowned physique.
JoeDonnelly.com, I believe.
Probably, yeah. Shout out to Joe. But he used to always talk about, I would work out with him. Time under tension was his big thing, right? So
all reps.
Well, the amount of time that your muscles are being stressed versus the poundage that you're putting on. So I remember he told me 48 seconds, I feel like, was the magic number. Yeah, 48 seconds.
Of a total set?
For
rep?
Set.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you do your biceps for, 12, each one should last about 4 seconds. You're trying to get 48 seconds. Now, that's just one theory, but clearly,
I know, dude. I've never seen a more cut dude, especially from Rochester.
He's on another planet.
It's insane.
Yeah, he's on another planet.
But
he's still going strong. I see some of his videos.
I know he's got a fitness line and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Early on, one of the guys that we did business with was working on his sites and all that. But okay, so what about your injuries, man? I know you had alluded to having bad knees, but I know you had
can I see your phone?
Achilles heel and all that.
All right, so I wrote this
bad
down.
shoulders and all this.
I wrote them down.
Yeah.
So this all, and I have a theory about this. Can you get this back for me, babe? I have a theory about this. So I never had an injury until age 30. So my theory, after I list all of this off, I think because of all the partying I was doing in my 20s, right? Not taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, when you start making money.
Man, those Garbo plates at 3 a.m.
Yeah. And my night wouldn't stop at 3 a.m. We were all nighters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a story about that. Look, here, let me interrupt.
Oh, you want to take this podcast that way?
Yeah. Restaurant life, bro. So the bar manager had a little side business. We're going to say what that side business was, but you can imagine. And her boyfriend was a fucking SWAT team member, Monroe County Sheriff. And we're at her apartment till probably 6 in the morning. having a good old time. And I just remember, like, all right, we got to go to sleep. Like 6 in the morning. And she's like, oh, my daughter's not here. Go sleep in her room. She had like a fucking 4-year-old kid. Dude, I just remember laying there in her bed with my heart just pounding out of my chest. And this pink,
Drank too much Mountain Dew.
way too much Mountain Dew. And there was like 3 rows of shelves all the way around this room with these creepy ass dolls. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking die here. And my parents are going to fight me.
Oh, my God. So crazy.
Okay, sorry. That was a ridiculous
No, you're good.
tangent.
You're good.
No,
But, hey, we can listen. You want to just have story day on a podcast one time?
Yeah,
We can.
yeah.
We can probably break the internet.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So tell me about your injury.
But I have a theory. So we're
Yeah.
very open about our testosterone that
Yeah.
we're taking now. So here's my theory, right? So right around 30 is when I really started to have a lot of physical ailments. And I'm starting to think that maybe that's when my testosterone really went down. So my body became, just less powerful.
Weaker, less powerful, sure.
So ready for this? I'm going to go over all these injuries in this past decade I've had, all these physical conditions.
And these are all in the last 10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
Fractured my thumb playing basketball, slipped a disc in my back. That hurt me for a year and a
Which
half.
one? Which disc was it?
I don't
Lower?
remember which one, but it was lower, so I couldn't
Probably
even.
L5.
Maybe. It was brutal.
3 or 5.
I couldn't squat. I couldn't deadlift. I couldn't play basketball, so I just got mad, and I ate and drank for a year and a half.
Garbage plates.
That's all I could do.
With little Bennigans
all I could
after
do.
work, little Bennies.
Dude, it was just eating out of frustration
Yeah.
and drinking out of frustration. Broke 2 fingers playing basketball. One of them I broke so bad I had to have emergency surgery on it because it had nerve damage. They said I would have lost my finger within a day if I didn't have this emergency surgery.
What?
Yep. So they literally, it was this finger, my ring finger, I believe. I don't even remember now. No, my left ring finger.
Yeah, that's your ring finger.
And you know how they'll put someone who has neck surgery, they'll put like those pins like in their neck and they have this thing that holds
the
up. They
halo.
had to do that to this finger.
They had to halo your finger.
A halo. I never knew that's what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the head one is. I don't know.
Or I would have lost my finger, bro. Because it had nerve
You
damage.
and JPP can hang out.
Yeah.
You could have.
Yeah.
Dude, you could have made up whatever fucking story you wanted. Like, no, I blew it
I
off.
almost lost my finger, babe. Just playing basketball. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Don't worry. It ain't one of those fingers.
He's
That's all
handsome,
happening.
but he's a fucking freak.
So the arthritic knees,
Yeah.
and that one's really frustrating to me because I was always powerful. Like I played football, and like I could always just, in basketball and football, I could just lower myself because I knew I had strong legs and knees. And then one day I was playing basketball. I was 37 years old, and all of a sudden they just started swelling. I was like, I don't have an injury.
So you didn't have any sort of specific injury that damaged the cartilage? It was probably just degenerated and gone.
Strong, heavy body playing basketball. Just a 240-pound guy playing basketball. It probably happens to all the 7-footers that are.
More likely than that. I have no idea.
I had ear surgery. That's
ear surgery.
ear surgery. They had to cut open. I had a random 1 in a million disease called cholesteatoma.
What?
Yeah, dude. They had to cut open my ear, destroy my eardrum, put in. I have a skin graft as an eardrum today, dude. I only have like 20% hearing in my right ear. Like I literally have to get a damn hearing aid now.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I have similar, like, hearing loss in my left ear. But
is that just natural hearing loss or heavy metal hearing loss?
No. You would think heavy metal caused it, but it's only my left ear, and that's because the 4th of July brings out the young teenage boys that were not allowed to play with lighters or firecrackers or any of that shit. So you remember Ryan, our guest from episode 2?
Certainly, yeah.
So I called him up. I'm like, hey, bro, 4th of July, come over. We're going to build a rocket launcher. So I went to Home Depot and I got, probably 3-4 foot, probably 3 feet of PVC tubing. And then, have you ever installed a toilet?
No, but I know the mechanics.
Okay, all right.
of it.
So under the toilet is a plastic PVC like fitting, and it's bigger and it's got a flange on it that you screw down to the subfloor. and so I got a reducer because that's how a toilet works, right? The wax ring sits on this fucking thing, toilet sits on top of it, you bolt it down, and the shit and the water goes down the tube, right? But it mates to like a 3-inch PVC. So I got a 3-inch to a 2-inch. So I built a wooden stand, and it was a rocket launcher for
Stop.
Mortars and these, because in Florida, dude, you can go to. Have you gone to Phantom yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude.
Is that fireworks?
Yeah.
We don't know fireworks.
Yeah, I don't know. Fireworks like
I
that.
know. So same with me, right? So it's forbidden fruit in New York. You can't have shit for fireworks. The minute I moved to Florida, I'm like, holy shit, it's the 4th of July. Let's go.
Go blow some shit up.
Bro, there's a Phantom Fireworks right in West Palm Beach. So I go there and burn like $1,000 and grab tons of these giant rocket like mortars, dude. So we're sitting up there on my balcony, and I point this thing out into the golf course and load up a rocket. Well, the fucking thing short rounded next to my head. Like it was a super fast wick, right? And just it didn't even take off. It blew up right next to my left ear. Both ears. I was deaf for about 30 seconds. I couldn't hear shit for 30 seconds. It was nuts.
Oh, damn.
So the left ear is, I don't know if it's 20%, but it's severely less than my right ear.
Yeah, I'm in a precarious position. You'll be seeing me in a hearing aid.
It's all right. Dude, they make them so small. And
Well, here, but let's talk about that. That's something else to talk about. Like there's a little. I'm not insecure about much.
Right.
I've put on weight. Don't really care. But of course I want to lose weight. But I'm really not insecure about much. I am a little insecure about having to wear a hearing aid.
They're so small now, dude.
I just, you know what it is? I just don't want to deal with, what is that? What is, what are you doing? What do you need that
Secret
for?
Service. Mind your fucking business.
Maybe they'll just think I'm famous. Like
You are famous.
Like I'm like an impractical joker.
You're
or
Dan
something.
Bilzerian's body double.
Yeah, I
That's
am.
okay. All right, so what other injuries did you have?
Well, I tore my Achilles last year. That was terrible.
Dude.
That was awful.
How did you do that?
Fucking basketball.
Mike,
Didn't Oh, yeah,
man,
I
fucking
retired.
pick up golf.
I have physically, to all my basketball friends, I have physically retired from it. I
He
can't
quit.
do it anymore.
Golf and boxing, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too. So I tore my Achilles last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ear surgery. Dude, what else? I sprained my ankles over and over. Oh, this one came out of fucking nowhere. This was so annoying. Dude, I had the most intense tailbone pain for a year.
What?
And so the more I sat on it, the more it felt like, it didn't even feel like the bone hurt. It felt like the tissue around it hurt. Do you remember how bad that was? So it was weird.
Go around the airport with a fucking cushion.
Yeah, I had to have a donut fucking cushion and to sit, so I didn't want to sit my tailbone on anything. It was fucking hurting for a fucking year.
What?
And then, so I finally got a painkiller called, I had this fucking, the other day, because we're moving to Boca, right?
Yeah.
We're moving to a new house next week. She's like, do you still need this fucking donut for your ass? I'm like, I think I'm going to be okay. We'll see.
What? It just resolved itself?
Well, actually, it did. So I went to a doctor, and he said, there's this, I'll give you some meloxicam. You ever taken meloxicam?
No.
It's just like a high-intense ibuprofen. That really worked. It got rid of the pain. Now I don't need it anymore. Thank God the pain went away.
No X-ray.
I don't know what the hell.
What the fuck?
The X-rays were negative.
Yeah, but he also thought that he had like kidney stones at one point.
Yeah.
You just never know with him.
Yeah, any of the pain down there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
He had to go to urgent care the day after Christmas a couple years
What
back.
the hell?
Why don't you
Dude,
tell that
what?
story?
Yeah, bro.
Why don't you tell that story?
Oh my God. So I like every now and then when we go back home, I'll stay at her parents for this. What is this? A hypochondriac? Is that what I could
Exactly.
potentially be? So she always makes fun of me. You know how Vince Vaughn in what is it? Which Couples Retreat? How like he has that tiny little shark nick, and he's like, "I'm a shark attack survivor." Do you know what the scene I'm talking about?
yeah.
She thinks I'm Vince Vaughn. I'm a shark attack survivor. All right, so. But there's this one mattress there that if I sleep in, I'm a big dude. I'm 260. She's, if we're on a queen bed, like I really don't have much room.
No, you don't fit on a queen by yourself, dude.
And I was like, I think I got kidney stones. I was like, I got kidney stones. And then we rushed to the urgent care, and they're like,
You're fine. Drink some water.
yeah,
Go to
yeah.
bed.
they're like, yeah, you sprained your rib. Relax.
He was like, so how's your kidney?
I got hit by a 2x4.
Another $200 down the drain.
Oh my god.
For
All right. So what about the shoulders, and then how did you fix
Oh yeah,
that?
so yeah, I tore my. This is a so man. I got so many stories here. We can talk about a lot of shit with these next two things. So I tore my left rotator cuff. Now, this is weightlifting. This
Yeah.
was not warming up,
Yep.
benching too heavy.
Yep.
All of a sudden,
Yep.
right? And so I had surgery on my left rotator cuff when I was probably 32.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a 9-month recovery. It's
miserable.
miserable.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because
So-
you do everything with your shoulders.
Everything.
People don't realize how bad it is to have a bum shoulder.
You know what the tough part is? You have to take, and I hate Vicodins and stuff like that, right? You have to take 2 of them every 4 hours for a week straight. You're in a la-la land for a week.
Oh, I bet.
It's awful. And you got to sleep. The sling's this big. So you got to sleep on your back. I hate sleeping
No, it's
on my back.
impossible. I'm a stomach sleeper. Yeah, no way.
So I get the surgery. It's, and it's a whole 9-month recovery. You can't lift weights. You
can't do shit.
So I have setback after setback. So I tore my rotator cuff in 2017, and my other one, my right one, and I just told the doctor, I'm like, I don't want to fucking.
I'm not doing that
I'm not
again.
doing. I'm
Right.
not doing it. So So I started doing
Yeah.
external
Plyo,
rotation
yeah.
exercises,
Yeah.
and it really helped.
Tension bands.
But I haven't been able to really push it the way I've really always wanted to.
Right.
So let me tell you about this story, dude.
Yeah.
This stem cell story is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I probably can't say who I was talking to and who they were talking about.
Yeah, you can.
Well, there's doctors involved,
Okay.
HIPAA, right?
He's a really famous athlete.
Yeah. Well,
That
I'm not
might
even.
have
Yeah.
that might have played football somewhere in the Northeast.
People will get it. People
Yeah,
will understand
right.
it, right? But anyway, I meet a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not even gonna say what city because then everybody will know it.
Yeah.
And we become friendly. And he's an older gentleman, but he looks like us, and he's damn near 30
Yeah.
years older than us.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right. These 70-year-olds that are like, what the fuck, dude? You're 40.
what the fuck are you taking? Man?
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
So we ended up having a couple drinks. He wouldn't really open up. Once we have a couple drinks in his office, he finally starts to open up. He goes, "You want to know what the truth is, man?" He goes, "It's all stem cells."
Same.
He goes, "It's all stem cells." And I really didn't know much about stem cells. I'd heard of athletes getting them and stuff,
And politically, stem cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah. So, and Kobe Bryant hurt his knee, and he went over to Europe to get stem cells. That's all I really know. Like, that was like 10
do you
or
remember
15
when
years ago.
Terrell Owens broke his leg before the Super Bowl? And he
Yes.
played 2 weeks
Yes.
later. Remember that?
No, it wasn't 2 weeks.
Yes,
but
it
he did,
was.
but he
It
did
was-
have pins in there. No, I think it was
Oh,
like.
it was 2
was
weeks.
it? Really
Yeah,
2 weeks?
dude, I'm pretty sure he broke it in the NFC Championship. If not the NFC Championship,
No,
he
I
broke it
think
in the
was-
divisional.
I could be wrong. I think it was 6 weeks before, but he still had pins in there. Like, he should not have been playing.
Yeah, look that up. Where's the phone? Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway,
Yeah, he shouldn't have been. But there's no way he recovered that fast from a fucking broken
dude.
lower leg. Yeah.
Not to blow up these guys' spots,
Yeah.
but all these guys, it's clear that this medicine is prevalent, and I think it's good. It's healthy,
Yeah.
but they're just not telling anybody.
No, of
yet.
course not.
TJ Watt tore his pec this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Comes back.
Yeah,
5 weeks.
right in the same year.
Yep.
I remember, didn't Mario Williams tore his?
Yeah,
pec?
that's a season-ending.
He was
thing.
out for a whole fucking year.
What am I looking up?
Look up Terrell Owens
Injury
broken leg
in
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah.
So, just to get down to it, so long story short, this guy says, all right, I'm going to tell you the truth. All of these athletes, this is basically how he said it to me. He goes, if you see an athlete that is defying age, he
Yeah.
goes, and radically defying age,
Right.
not just a guy who's still good at 36.
7 weeks.
Oh, it was 7 weeks.
Yeah, but he still had pins in it and shit.
Yeah. Okay. Now, why the fuck did I think it was 2? All right,
He was
you were right.
he was months away from being normal.
Right.
Is what it was.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was
So-
something absurd.
So anyway, he basically said that all of these guys are taking stem cells, and the one example he gave me is he said, "Do you remember when Tiger Woods got in that accident
Yeah.
and he completely mangled
himself. Yeah.
He goes, he's playing in the fucking Masters a year
I
later.
know. 12 months.
Yeah, because he's got $1 billion he can spend on, the right treatment. So anyway, I hear about these stem cells, and he tells me, he goes, dude, read this book. It's called Life Force. And it's a book written by Tony Robbins. Everybody, you have to read this. It is a 20-chapter book about 20 of the most modern treatments in medicine that nobody knows about.
Yeah, and so side note, Tony Robbins is an absolute miracle of science because he shouldn't be able to talk. Like if anybody's ever gone to a UPW or any of the business masteries or any event that Tony Robbins puts on, I highly recommend it, by the way.
Yeah, the pituitary issue, right? The
I think his vocal cords are just degenerated to the point where he should not physically be able to speak, but he still does. In fact, if you have the ability to see Tony Robbins speak, because he's now only doing half the time. So like UPW is 3 days, he does day 1 and day 3. He's got his backup dude for day 2 because it's just taken such a toll on him over the last 30 years that half the shit in that book, bro, he's probably on himself because he's a giant. He's a huge person. He's bigger.
Oh, he admits that.
Yeah.
He's 6'7".
He's huge.
Yeah. He's thick.
He's huge.
He's broad.
Fucking hands are 12 inches, bro. It's insane. Like fucking banana fingers.
He talks about how he had a disease. Well, I don't know if it's a disease, but he had a growth. He talks about this in the book. I think on his pituitary gland,
Right.
And I think that's the gland that regulates growth.
Oh, okay.
So because
and that's why he's a giant.
it's called giganticism.
Yeah, gigantism, right? Yeah.
God,
He's fucking such a presence.
yeah, he's a beast, right? So
You've seen his
not live, but of course I marvel at what he does. Yeah,
dude, bro. It's a completely different from what you think it is. Like me and the wife went to the UPW in Dallas in 2017. We were originally supposed to go to the one in West Palm Beach. He lives on Palm Beach Island. So, like, West Palm Beach, the Kravitz Center is basically his home stadium. But we closed down the house that week. So, the Tony Robbins staff actually was very accommodating to us, and they moved our event to Dallas. So, I'm like, I worked in motivational sales training. This is, whatever I'm doing. And I was kind of poo-pooing this shit. You get there, there's 8,000 people in a convention room, and it's a rock concert. And, they're like, it's 3 13-hour days with no break. And I'm like, this is going to suck. Like, how are we supposed to eat? You don't even feel that it's 13 hours. Like, you wake up, you go, the day is over like that. Because it's down to such a science, and it's been so perfected over 30 years. That's the reason the guy's a fucking billionaire, A, B, but he literally changes people's lives in front of you. They hypnotize the whole room in front of you. It's crazy. It's literally a rock concert. Every, 15, 20 minutes, they start with the lights and the music, and everybody gets up and moves around and shit. It's unbelievable. And then you get to walk on fire. So, dude, you
talk about this,
bro, you will get an absolute kick. Both of you. But here's the thing. You can't. Here's
basically. I don't mean to cut you off. What you're saying is part of the event is proving you can do things you don't think you can do. So he has you walk on fire.
So it's a fear exercise, right? Unleash the power within. Most people are paralyzed with fear, right? That neighbor guy that I was talking about with the dog. Oh, I saw my other neighbor. I think a little pit bull puppy. Dude, this thing is the sweetest little dog, right? Because the dog's not even 10 months old. And they were walking him the other day, and this fucking guy, is that a pit bull? It's like, yeah, it's a pit bull, dude. It's like, oh my God. It's a baby. Like, and I was sitting there talking to my neighbor with the pit bull, and I'm like, can you imagine just going about life completely scared of everything? And that's most people's major block to success, right, on the success path here. Is that, they're either afraid or scared of what everyone else thinks of them, or they're afraid of failure, or they're afraid of whatever. So when you go to this UPW, the majority of it is, overcoming that, that fear of whatever it is that you have going on in your life, whether it's with your relationship or business or whatever it is. It's truly a life-changing event. Justin, my business partner, went to a completely different event. He went to a 5-day one. The name of it escapes me right now, but it's basically it's the upsell from UPW, right? Because at the end of the day, the guy is running a business, and they're not cheap. But, walking on fire is awesome, dude. It's cool as shit. The way they produce this.
So you have fire in some damn rocks, and you actually step on fire?
Yeah, you take your shoes off and you walk through fire, dude.
And then the medical staff's right there waiting for you to go to the hospital, or what?
2 times, this is a funny side note. So 2 times in history has the Tony Robbins company actually sent people to the hospital. One of which was San Jose in 2012 or 2015, I forget. and the other one was Dallas in 2017.
Oh, no way.
Well, because they have to. It's all a mind game, right? So they prepare the coals. They're burning this like a massive amount of wood all day long. The day that you walk on fire, they spread the coals out, and like I think it's either 5, 10, or 15 yards. I forget, but it's considerably long when you're standing in front of it, and they're in these pits. Well, coals aren't necessarily going to burn you, especially if you're moving, if they're the right temperature. So the staff in San Jose and the staff in Dallas were late. So by the time all the coals got put down, at our event, I don't know, I think 10 people went to the hospital with burns.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But, you have to go experience
That's a bad
it.
place to have a burn, too. Could you imagine?
It sucks. Like I had little ones, but it's not. Again, it's the fear. It's overcoming that fear. And when you're there, you literally see people like shaking and crying. They're up. You're up, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're either gonna face your fear and you're gonna fucking do it.
Talk about peer pressure.
And listen, they all do it. There's nobody that bails. It's fucking wild to watch an entire herd of 8,000 people go do that. So again, like 5 cents worth of free advice. Anybody go see it, because A, he's a medical miracle, and B, he's not going to be around doing the live events much longer. So, the books and tapes are one thing, but seeing it in person is a totally different experience, man.
So
anyway,
I go through this.
We get back to the.
No,
get back to the
I told you this would be. See,
Yeah.
I told you these topics would take us in all these different ways.
Yeah.
So I read this book. So now I'm kind of sold on like stem cells, right? And I go, all right. I go. There's going to be a day down the road that I potentially use them. So I end up spraining I thought I sprained my ankle really bad, and I'm boxing now.
Basketball.
And I'm boxing now for the next couple months. Yeah, no, I'm done. I retired. I'm done.
Quit.
Give me a break. I quit. I already quit. Yeah.
She's throwing you under the bus.
I just got to take painkillers, knee
my
braces.
God.
So I end up my heel was burning like crazy. I go get it checked out. The guy's like, "Yeah, you don't have a sprained ankle. You have a torn Achilles." So
What?
torn Achilles, right? And he goes, "It's totally detached," and I didn't even know. So anyway,
You and Takeo Spikes have a lot to talk about.
yeah, bro.
Or was it Merriman? Which one blew his? Was it Merriman?
Oh, Sean Merriman.
It was
the
either
one.
Merriman or Spikes that blew his.
They might have both, dude. It's a common injury.
It might have been.
It's a common injury.
No, sorry. That's a little Buffalo Bills talk for you. Sorry, everyone.
So anyway, so I said I call up this guy who administers stem cells in this city,
Yeah.
and I have like a phone appointment with him, and I say, I have 2 injuries. I have a rotator cuff, which is a 9-month recovery if I do the surgery. So I also have a torn Achilles, which is a year-long recovery if I have the surgery.
The guy's like, "What, did you get hit by a car?"
He called me an idiot. He said, "Are you going to quit this sport yet?" Right.
It still took him a year to do it.
So he goes, "I can't guarantee anything, but he goes, we've had a lot of success."
Yeah.
And I said,
That's a CYA comment.
so I give it a shot. Ready for this, bro? I got the stem cells in my Achilles first.
Yeah.
And after 12 weeks, I go get some imaging done.
Yeah.
They said it. Now, if you have the surgery,
Yeah.
after a year and they do the imaging, they can tell there was an injury. They can say,
Right.
"Oh, it's healed,"
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I said it looked like I never had an injury
What?
after 12 weeks.
12 weeks. How
12
how
weeks.
quickly did you feel the improvement after you got it? Like right away, or?
Once the pain, because they inject you with these needles.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, your foot's a little sore for a couple days. No BS. 5 or 6 days, I started to notice daily
Get the
improvement.
fuck out of here, man.
Yeah,
That's insane. 12
Yeah.
weeks, no trace.
yeah. 12 weeks, no trace of an injury. So then I have them inject my shoulder. I go,
Yeah.
"Oh, this works." Inject my shoulder. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Torn rotator cuff. 2 weeks.
Just back to
I'm
normal.
not-
You have full mobility,
Yeah.
full range.
Only cost me $2,500 or one was $2,000, the other was $2,500.
That's insane.
And our government's trying to get rid of these.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine what insurance is going to charge you for the surgery. $98,000.
Oh, it'll be full-time medicine. So I want to let you know this. I never told you this. A lot of these in the UFC space,
Yeah.
this is well known. I think there's a couple places now in Colombia, but these guys, these UFC fighters, will go to this center for a week, and they literally they'll go through all their muscles, and they'll feel their forearm, and the guy goes, I feel a little pain there, and they do prick a little stem cell there. They'll go up their neck, I feel a little pain there. Spot treatment, and they come back 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd like to take a trip to Columbia with you.
Let's go.
There's a guy.
Let's go. Can I fix my face?
Yeah. So
Nicolas Cage and I need to have a little talk, a little face off.
you're handsome.
We'll sit. I don't know. I'm a fat bug guy. Fine. Gross.
So this is what I'm dying to do, right? So there's also this doctor. So this doctor became pretty famous because if you go to YouTube and you type in Joe Rogan with Mel Gibson talks about his father and all this stem cell treatment right on Joe Rogan. It's a fascinating show. You got to watch it, okay? But they also talk about this very doctor who he went to. I think it's in Paraguay, Uruguay, Panama. I think it's Panama, okay? So when they inject the stem cells into my spot treatment, I think there's like a limit that they're allowed to do here legally. It's like 1.5 million or something stem cells. You can go down to Panama for $23,000, all room and board, and intravenously get 150 million injected into you.
Dude, just free radicals fixing everything in your body.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Dude.
insane.
Cancer,
The one-
everything.
Cancer too, huh?
Gets rid of, and it's a medical marvel of what this thing
For
does.
23 grand.
23,000.
Wow.
I'm going to do it eventually.
Have you ever been to Panama?
I haven't.
It's a trip, man. It's a trip. That's okay. We'll talk about Panama in a second, but that's incredible.
And this guy did it, and he flat out told me, he goes, dude, I came back smarter.
Smarter.
I'm smarter now. He goes, business is unfair.
Let's sign up.
I'm telling you, dude, best $23,000 investment you can make. So
100%.
I actually applied, and they approved it pretty easy. And I'm just gonna wait.
Oh, you're gonna come back, fucking mega brain.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
I'm gonna do it.
Maybe I go with you.
I'd love it, dude.
That'd be
Document
insane.
it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just document the trip. For the
I was
podcast.
just like, oh my god, he came back smarter and more handsome. It's insane. No, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't have. Nothing hurts. Nothing hurts.
Yeah, we're total opposites.
Everything works, bro. Like, it's good. I'm just not a very good looking guy.
Being a tough critic. So
I know.
So stem cells and so let's go down this direction.
Yeah.
The one most challenging physical ailment I had was. Are you familiar with what AFib is? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, the heart condition. Yeah, the
heart-
regular heartbeat.
So I was 32 years old, and listen, I wasn't taking care. Listen, I was partying hard on
Yeah,
the weekends,
yeah.
right?
Wow, that's. Yeah.
And I wasn't taking care of myself. I was in this phase of injuries, and now I can't take care of myself, and I'm in just total
Yeah, it's
effort
a
mode.
downward spiral.
The only thing I always made sure I did, I showed up to work, and I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna make money, but I deprioritized me,
Yeah.
right? But I prioritized finances always. I never let that go. And you know what? There's something to be said about that.
Of course.
because let's be honest, nothing works without it.
Well, of course not. Most
Right?
people quit too. Oh, I'm so depressed.
Yeah, I always kept that. So, but anyway, so I developed this heart condition, and it didn't. See, I'm doing this for two reasons, because this is going to go down two conversations here.
Yeah.
It didn't really affect me that much, because it would just be once a year, my heartbeat would beat a little irregular, and it just feels weird. It makes you lethargic feeling.
Yeah.
Right? It feels
Just
like
not
a fit.
not right.
It feels like you just ran a marathon all day long. You're gassed. Okay.
Done.
So then, because of this is why you're gonna like this topic. Because I had an underlying condition, I will say right now I am an anti-vaxxer. I will say that to anybody that ever wants to talk to me. And I was an anti-vaxxer, but the reason I was convinced to take it is I trusted a doctor who told me that you're one of these people that have an underlying condition. If you get COVID,
You're gonna die.
it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And you know what? It did scare me because
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point of the campaign.
so I get it. And conveniently enough, Steve,
Yeah.
30 days later, I go into permanent AFib. My heart is racing wild, and I feel lethargic. Dude, I felt lethargic for 8 months. It was hard to work. Not a lot of people know this about me last year, but dude, I was fainting in business meetings.
Just fucking passing out.
Passing out.
What the hell?
She saw me. I kept getting my ass up to work, and I take care of it. Oh, you don't gotta get all sad on me.
I know. What are you doing? You gonna cry? All right, don't cry.
Oh, look at her. She is getting
I know.
emotional.
She's sad.
No, but you know what, Steve? I kept getting my ass up I gotta make money.
Well, you gotta do it.
So fortunately, I'm someone who has.
You are resilient.
Thank
That's
you.
very resilient.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that's extremely resilient.
Yeah.
Most people will just curl up in a ball and say, fuck it.
Well, that's my point. So a lot of people, honestly, when sometimes people say, "Oh," because I used to be a physical monster, right?
Yeah.
People knew me for my physique, right? So now when people say, they make fun of my, I got a little belly or whatever. Sometimes I feel like being like, dude, do you know how much look at that list?
I know.
Look, I'm trying,
I know.
man.
I
I'm
know.
coming, though.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
you are.
And, but no excuses. And I have all of them. It's my point. I have all of them.
Correct.
I have all
and
of
you
them.
And you still persisted on.
Yeah.
Right.
But fortunately, I'm someone who has $20,000 to spend. I got a procedure done a year ago, and thank God, you're gonna love this. They said if we got this procedure done, intense as hell. That's a whole other story. But I get the procedure done. They said if you can make it 1 year without going into AFib, there's a 99% chance you never get it again.
Wow.
May 1st is 1 year.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Not even.
So I'm just
Today,
hoping my
24th?
heart.
Today's you got a week, man.
They said if I get so clearly I'm probably already in the good.
Yeah,
but,
you're good.
so-
Wow, that's incredible. No, yeah, to the vaccine thing, I everybody around me. Oh, I gotta get the shot. Again, I'm a Second Amendment guy, man. I understand the history of tyranny in this country, especially on other ethnic groups. No, a pretty good rule of thumb, and FBI, if you're listening, come get me. But whatever government tells you to do, question it and do the opposite. And there was no fucking way. Oh, here's an experimental drug. What are you, fucking crazy?
I'm mad at myself, trust me.
Most people are. And let me tell you something. Nobody regrets not taking it.
Yeah.
Nobody. And, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, dude. People are dying at extreme rates. It's unfucking believable. The pressure from just my immediate family. Right?
Societal pressure is insane.
I even told my wife, and I live in Florida, bro. Like DeSantis basically shut us down for like 3 months, essentially. That's it. Like April of 2020, they're like, yeah, we're done with this shit. DeSantis rolled out that what was the platelets, oh my god, can't
Injecting some sort of
yeah
platelets?
it was
Was this
like,
for COVID?
yeah, so
Was it different treatment, or-
yeah, he set up, I can't remember the goddamn name of it right now.
Rich blood platelet therapy or whatever the hell it's called. Is it supposed to-
PRP.
PRP,
Yeah,
okay,
that's what it was. So DeSantis set up PRP camps all over Florida.
I didn't realize this.
Yeah, in lieu of the mRNA vaccine. So, pressure. My in-laws have it. My entire wife's family. Everybody's got this thing. My family's got this. My sister and her boyfriend took a hard line, and they're still in New York and said no. Okay. Now I'm down here, and I'm like, I ain't doing it. I don't care. I don't go anywhere anyway. I'm not doing it. Then I had like a boil on my leg, like that. Like, you ever see that spot on my calf?
No, I've never looked at your calves that.
Look, do you see this fucking thing?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was like an abscess or whatever. So I went to an urgent care to have it sliced open, drained, and that sucked. But so I'm talking to the attending doctor, and I'm like, "What's up with this, vaccine? You guys still do the J&J one because that was supposedly the normal one?" No. And I was like, "Well, do you think I should get it?" And she didn't say shit. She looks at me and goes,
Wow.
and I said, "Really?" She goes,
Give you that,
"She
no
goes,
way.
absolutely." She goes, "I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy." She goes, "Have you read what's in it?" I said, "No." She's like 21 of the compounds are on like the dangerous chemical list. Okay, now if you buy into some of these, scarementaries that are out there, like the Watch the Water. Have you seen Watch the Water?
I have not.
Dude, take a look at that one. It's on Rumble. Obviously, YouTube took it down. And then there's some other ones that are showing these autopsy results from like Italy, where they're literally pulling out fucking fibrous strands from these dead people. You've not seen this?
No, I mean,
Dude.
Go down this
maybe not this particular video, but of course I've seen.
Bro, it's wild. Okay, so look, maybe it's horseshit, maybe it's all made up, but you can't ignore the fact that people are keeling over left and right.
Oh, no doubt about it.
So I stuck to my gun, said absolutely not. I still have not had COVID.
No way. I didn't realize
No,
that.
dude, I took zinc, B12, and that's it. Every day.
We had it a couple
Oh, and
times.
vitamin C.
And then here's what people say.
Yeah.
She had it pretty bad, but mine was mild. Like it was.
Yeah.
Everybody, and then people in upstate New York, they're like, "Well, you're lucky you had the vaccine because you would have got it so bad. It would have been way worse when you got it."
Do you listen to that?
Like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah. Through my
What the
heart to
fuck?
permanent AFib. Come on.
Exactly. So,
$20,000.
call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. I just went the natural route, started working out, took some vitamins, and I never got it. My wife got it. Pretty sure my kids had it. I still haven't tested. I haven't even had so much as a sniffle since 2020.
Well, there is something to be said for this, though. I'm not going against what you said.
Yeah.
I don't get sick in Florida, which
Ever.
is amazing.
Ever.
There's something to be said for the cold and being in confined spaces all the time in the Northeast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude,
because you get the flu
it's
every
a fucking
winter.
germ factory,
Yeah.
bro. Everything's free.
We never get sick down here. Rarely.
Never.
Rarely.
Because the sun sterilizes everything, and you're in it 24 hours a day. So let me tell you about Panama. You want to know about Panama for your
sure.
little trip?
Yeah, please.
So me and one of my business partners, John, went to Panama for the Global Banking Summit back in it's either 18 or 19. We went, might have been 18. And I'd never been to Panama. I've been to Costa Rica before in South America, but so you land in Panama right at the airport, and then they get you on the shuttle to go downtown because we stayed at the Hard Rock, Panama. And as you're driving, dude, and you'll note this will blow your fucking mind. The tide is out. And dude, there's no water for miles.
No way. That's kind of freaky.
Bro, for miles. There's boats just sitting on the floor.
No way.
All over the place. And it's not for like 5 minutes, dude. It's the whole fucking coast.
Oh, that's trippy to
Well,
see.
it's gone. There's no water. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And they're like, oh, it's low nighttime rolls around, bro. Tide comes back. All the boats fucking pick up. It's like a normal. That will blow your mind.
So that's a daily.
Every fucking day.
Oh wow. So
Every
you
day.
can't go boating at 8
Well, because think about it. You're basically on the equator.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, no. It's that. Look out for that because you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
I might get worried.
It looks like
Chernobyl hit or
it looks
something.
like an apocalypse. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. But then at night, everything comes back, and it's a vibrant, clean, fairly safe city, man. I really enjoyed my time in Panama. And again, I think I mentioned this at.
The dollar's their currency, if I'm mistaken. I feel like it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I could be wrong.
Well, they have Panamanian money too, but yeah, so it's one of the banking capitals of the world as well as Switzerland. But the food there is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. The services you get. So if you go with some friends, or if you're just going for the procedure and that's it, okay, whatever. But
No, you spend 5 days there. And I think you kinda hang out.
yeah, if you go out with if you bring some friends, or if I even go with you, you'll notice that if you go out at night, like the cab driver that you get stays with you. Like it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like they'll just sit there and stare at you because all the bars. It's so hot there that all the bars and all the restaurants and all that shit, they're outside, so they can see you, and they're just stand there.
Until you're done.
Until
or-
you're done. Like you dude.
They got no one else to pick up. Like
The way they
no one else needs a ride.
Dude, the way they see it is you're a tourist and you have American money, and then he's going to tip the shit out of you. So they basically act,
the $10 you give or the $20
yeah.
you give.
Yeah. So they're not going to waste their time trying to find somebody else. So, they like latch onto you and they concierge everything you need. So we need this, that. We need this, that. And they're like, yeah. He's like, okay, here you go. Like use your imagination. But yeah, no, dude. Your cab driver will ferry you wherever you want to go, and they don't leave your side. It's
I'm
wild.
going there to be healthy, not unhealthy. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
don't want to
get
dovetail
it.
that.
I get it. It was,
Being a little
it was
reckless.
like I just got 150 billion stem cells.
I'm trying to go up, baby. Not down.
Let's eradicate 30,000 of them
yeah.
one night. But no, Panama's a great time, man. You'll have a good time. Well, we'll talk more about
In the
that,
next
man.
couple. My goal is to do it. Definitely before I'm 50, but I would like to do it in the next few years, but we'll see. But definitely before I'm 50.
Cool. All right, we're about an hour here, guys. What do you want to do?
Told you it was easy.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Hopefully there was some value there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Burgers with Eric podcast. New episodes on Monday on YouTube and Saturday on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast.